Hello everyone, this is Raquel. Fiona Luck by Teresa Batman. Illustrated by Kelly Murphy. Once, luck was as free to be had an island as the sunlight, and just as plentiful it filled the air, and anyone could grab it, a handful of it, as the need arose. This was largely due to leprechauns, for they made luck like a cow's made milk. Then the big folk arrived in Island. They were too large. The luck clung them wherever they went. Something had to be done, the king of Leprechaun declared. We can't have those huge people soaking up all the luck. What will be left for us? So, under the king's order, the leprechauns would find golden thread into the magical nets. Then, late one midsummer's eve, when the luck was at its height, they swapped it up and stole it all on an oak chest by the king's thrones, so he could distribute it wherever and when he chose. But the leprechauns has been too thorough. They not only scoop up all leprechauns' luck, but any other luck that has been floating about as well. The land of Ireland fell into the time of great misfortune. Hens gave no eggs, and cows will not let down their milk. The potatoes rotten and ground. Now, it happened that Island there lived a woman named Fiona. She knew the lack of luck had to be the work of the leprechauns. So, it followed that they alone could not restore the fortune to the land. But getting luck back from leprechaun will be like squeezing a water from stone. Not that it can be done, but it usually requires more strength than you ought to have. Sometimes, cleverness though, it is worth more than strength. So Fiona took a last coin and used them to buy cows and some chickens. Then every morning and evening, she would take the cow into the barn. When she emerged, she would be carrying 2 buckets slopping over with the whiteness. Aye, she's fine cow, Fiona will say to anyone who asked. It's lucky I am to have her. Soon the rumor began. While others were short on luck, Fiona had a pails of it. Every morning, Fiona would go into chicken coops and emerge with her covered basket bulging with the curves. The hens seem contented, she commented to her neighbors. It's lucky I am to have them. Soon, the rumor spread. While others were short on luck, Fiona had buckets of it. Then Fiona digging in her garden and filling her wheelbarrow with the round, dirt-covered lumps. It's not good here for potatoes, Fiona said to all who passed. Still, I'm lucky to have what I have. Now, the rumors had wings. While others were short on luck, Fiona had a wheelbarrow full of it. Naturally, word of this unexpected luck made its way to the leprechaun's king. One day, Fiona was walking across Green Meadow when she suddenly found herself surrounded by a small crowd of its fair folks. In a trice, they grasped the hem of her skirt and ran around her in a circle. She turned to keep the scarf from wrapping around her knees, and as she turned, the landscape blurred. When it sharpened again, Fiona found herself beneath of the earth, in the throne room of their leprechaun king. It was a glorious cavern, with rich tapestries hanging against the tall granite walls, and the floor covered entirely of jewels. Torches and candlelights made everything sparkles, and music filled the air. In front of Fiona stood the throne, and on the throne sat the leprechaun king. He backed into her. Fiona approached, her eyes scanning the room for a missing luck. She was as sure as smoke, she loved fire, that the king would be keeping it close to himself. As she curtsied, she spied the oak chest. It was glowing slightly. Sealed by a spell, since everyone knows that no luck can behold luck for long. What would you be wanting of me? Fiona asked politely. The king scowled. Where are you getting all your luck? Who's been giving it to you? And why? He demanded. Fiona's eyes widened and innocent. I have no luck, she declared. Indeed, here I am, captive of the leprechauns. If that's luck, you can take it. So you claim to have no luck? The king inquired, raising an eyebrow. Well, let's put it to a test. And when I prove that you have lied to me as a forfeit, I will take all the luck you have and put it with the rest of that I guard. His eyes flicked towards the chest. Fiona frowned. That's a sorry bargain for me, she said. Yet, I know the rule. If a test to be made, then a forfeit must be paid by the loser. I haven't lied. So when I have proven truthful, I demand as a wish as your forfeit. The king's eyes turned shrewd. Agreed, he said slyly. I'll give you a wish for exactly the value of the luck that you have, if my test prove me wrong. Fiona knew she was being cheated. A woman with a wit, though, can turn even Leprechaun's cleverness against himself. She glanced at the chest and then, barely keeping a smile from her lips, nodded. So the agreement was made. As the king gestured, one of his magicians brought out a low table and placed upon the 3 beautiful shells. Under one, he had hid a small gold coin. Then he whisked the shells around and over and under in a blur no human eyes could follow. Now, the king said, where is the gold? There was one chance in the 3 her picking correctly. And a person with a good luck will find the gold every time. Even a person with a little luck will find the gold occasionally. But though they played the game over and over again, Fiona could never locate the coin. It was as if she had no luck at all. Another test, the king ordered. A leprechaun harp was brought forth. Now, leprechaun's instrument made music by luck of the player. A person with a good luck will be able to play something just by stroking the strings. Even a person with just a hint of luck could probably figure out simple melody. But in Fiona's hand, the string went out of tune, and no matter how she struck and plucked, nothing but ear-bending noise resulted. The king shuddered and frowned. Could he have been mistaken? Perhaps the last test will prove them right. Bring out the chess set, he demanded. He and Fiona faced each other across the board. The king made his opening move. Nobody could hope to beat the leprechaun king. But he was steeped in luck. But a person with a good luck could last a while against him. Even a person with just a bit of luck had hopes of making a few good moves. Despite the king trying his hardest to lose, Fiona was beaten soundly within 2 minutes. The king eyed her in an amazement. You have no luck at all, he declared. But what about the milk and the eggs and potatoes? Fiona sighed. If I fill my milk bucket with the whitewashed, or my egg basket with pine cones, or my wheelbarrow with the dirty rocks, surely that's my own business. I told you I had no luck, and I didn't lie. Now, I'll take my wish and be on my way. The king nodded slowly. Indeed, I did promise you a wish, but for exactly the value of the luck that you actually had. You have proved to me that you have no luck at all, so that's all you can wish for. Nothing. He smiled at the cleverness of his reasoning, all well within the limit of a leprechaun's law. Then his smile waved her, for Fiona was smiling too. So I can wish for nothing, she asked. He nodded, puzzled. Then I wish for a hole. Fiona continued. A hole is nothing after all, and that's exactly the value of my wish. I wish for a hole that will never go away, and I wish it to be in the lid of that chest. She pointed to the chest of the luck by the king's throne. The power of a wish rightfully earned is not to be denied. A hole appeared in the chest, and luck began escaping immediately. The king howled with rage, but what could he do? He had made a bargain and was forced to keep it. With an angry wave of his hand, Fiona was whirled away. When she opened her eyes, she was back in the meadow, the sun just rising over the hills. If there was an extra sparkle to a sunshine, and the grass glowed greener than before, well, it was only to be expected. And that is why, from that day to this, you will always find some luck remaining free around the island. For the hole is still in the chest, and the king must keep his promise. But as for Fiona, well, as she herself said, luck's all well and good, but myself, I'll rather depend on my wits. The end. Hope you guys enjoyed the story and have a wonderful day.